So this is my first live, so bear with me. Hopefully, everyone will be able to hear me. Hopefully, I got all of this. I can't believe my first live. Super excited getting to meet everyone. So I'll just wait a few minutes to see if anyone comes on. If not, we're gonna truck along. Let me turn my little timer on so it kind of keeps me on track. So this video isn't too long. All right. Hey! Oh my gosh, Mahogany Pigs. Hi. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll just wait a few more minutes. Nice to meet you. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being part of the community. Thank you for helping out my channel. Oh, of course I'm here. And I appreciate that. Oh, speaking of you too, I saw your topics. Hey, mwah. um, I saw the questions that you posted in you answered some of the like topics that you want me to go over. Hey, Kelsey. So I'm definitely gonna answer those. So that'll be some topics that I can actually go over. Hopefully, I'm coming through. You guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. If not, I apologize because it's my first live on YouTube. So, oh, okay. You guys must hear me. Nice to meet you too. Thanks for having a live for us. Yes. Thank you guys for coming to this. Of course, I have to meet you guys as well. And thank you for watching my videos. For those of you that have been watching it, or I appreciate it. I mean, our community is just growing. A few months ago, I only had 8 people watching me, and I was okay with that. But now here we are at 2,000. Hey, all the way. Oh, hello, Memphis in the house, South Carolina, Charleston here. It's muggy. So if any of you are here in South Carolina if you're in the South, then you understand the struggle, and the struggle is real because it is humid out there. Like as soon as you go out there, it feels like the element of water is just like, hey, I'm hugging you, and I'm like, a little too much, a little humid. I feel sticky. Oh my gosh. Okay, so not just meet and greet. So if you guys have any questions, just make sure to put it in the comments. I'm hoping that it comes up on the screen from time to time. Um, so I'm trying to make sure that I don't miss anyone comments or questions. I do have I posted in the community board where if you guys have certain topics that you want me to go over. Um, then post it in there, and so I printed that out so I can go ahead and make sure to tackle those topics. I'll also be doing some tarot readings to say thank you guys for like following along with me and supporting me and making this happen. Super important. I'll be using my tried and true tarot cards, the Rider Waite deck. Hey Kalia. And I'll be using my energy deck. Love my energy deck. My Alice in Wonderland deck. And then also I'll just be using another version of the Rider Waite deck as well. I want to say it's Earth Magic deck, I believe. I think it's Earth Magic. Apologize if I can't remember, but yes, Earth Magic tarot deck. Oh my gosh, yay! I wish I could see like who's all in here and stuff. Like I can only see when there's comments and stuff. But that's all I can see. All right, let me see. Boop. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, anywho, hey, so happy to see you live. Oh, under there. Thank you for being here. New Year 2018. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna because I have the timer going, so that way this video because I don't want this video to go too long. In case people do want to rewatch, just know that I'll post it, so it'll be a video that you can rewatch. Hey, Sarah. So if you have questions and concerns with me doing your reading for you, just hold off to the end because I want to at least tackle the topics. If anyone has questions, then you'll chime in, and I'll try to answer those as well. Oh, I'm all smiles. As you can tell, I'm all smiles just because it's nice to meet you. It's one thing to like, post my videos and then, you guys comment and then I always try to answer your comments. But it's another thing to like, we're interacting, like, "Ooh, it's a thing, like, hey, it's live right now." um, but I'm super excited because also today is the full moon, and of course, I will definitely be utilizing the energy for full moon because this is the harvest moon. So I've been trying to go ahead and empower my blessing oil. But I wanted a certain moon phase, and I wanted it to be the full moon, and I wanted it to be the harvest moon. So here we are in the harvest moon, which is tonight. Super excited. So for those of you that make moon water, those of you that also do petition work and things of that nature, you definitely want to do that tonight because it is the harvest moon for us here on the East Coast, at least. So, yes, go ahead and utilize that energy. Okay, so I'm going to tackle some of the topics so we can jump right on in because I definitely want to make sure to do some tarot card readings and make sure to do the tarot readings for all of you that are here or do want a reading. Don't feel bad that you and don't feel pressure that you have to have a reading. You don't have to do reading if you're just here to just listen and see and interact or ask questions. By all means, do so. And then, of course, if I miss your question and, like say I'm wrapping it up, then just re ask the question because it only flashes like for a few seconds on my screen. And I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to tackle it. So, like right now, what do you think of the Mercury retrograde? Oh, okay. So, the Mercury energies in general, it's a love-hate relationship with me. As far as planetary influences, because I'm an eclectic witch, I try not to incorporate a lot of that into my magic and into my spell work, because of you have to really track it, right? You have to really know your houses. You have to know exactly where the planets are all the time. And that is very exhausting. I don't know if any of you do that. I bow down to you. I respect you highly. But if it's a certain, okay, I see your question. Oh, okay. Um, I saw a question on there, but with planetary influences, I only really pay attention to it if there's a spell that I'm doing that absolutely asks for a planetary influence. But I don't ever keep it in mind. So if I'm doing a spell, a love spell, for instance, for me, or somebody else, and it's in retrograde, I still do the spell if that makes sense. And as you start doing magic and witchcraft and you start doing it more, you'll learn that there's ins and outs of things, and how to like get over, get under, kind of like swerve to the left, right, kind of dodge it. So it does. So that way, that energy doesn't really influence your work as much. Can it damper your work? Definitely, which is where you'll have to do extra during like a retrograde, for instance. But yeah, Mercury communications and it's a love hate relationship. I don't put too much focus in on the planetary influences, if that makes sense. Hopefully that answers it. I kind of rambled on. I wish I could see. I wish I knew how to bring up the comments. I saw a comment. I think one of the comments was you were asking me if like when did I start magic and or who influenced me? I think hold on. I wish it would show. It doesn't really show. If you can ask the question again, I wish I could do some messages. Yeah, it doesn't even well, that's one thing I'm learning. Oh, I see a little bit of it. Hold on. I think I can see it. Oh, there it is. At what age did you get into spells and who or what got you into it? Oh, okay. Yes. So, I started around the age of 13. I grew up in a very Catholic household. It was also a military household. So you can imagine during witchcraft in that kind of household how that went. But we'll skip ahead. Um, And I remember it as sure as day that I was in Barnes& and Noble bookstore, and I was just browsing. It was kinda like it was my getaway. I would, like, go to bookstores, and it was kind of my sanctuary, kind of I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the smell of the books or, you know how, like, they have those little coffee shops in a lot of the Barnes& and Nobles, just the smell of it, and as soon as you enter a bookstore, it's just a feeling. But, going down one of the aisles, I remember that a book actually fell off of the shelf. I kid you not. I still, to this very day, that is always what sticks out to me. And it just so happens that it was a book on witchcraft, and I was like, witchcraft, and it was just a rabbit hole from there. It explained a lot that was going on with me because around 11 and 12, I would start seeing things that I really couldn't explain. My intuition was also getting really strong. It was like if any of you have had deja vu, you guys know what that's like, but imagine deja vu every day, or when you were near a certain object or a person, you would suddenly get deja vu, and you're like, "What is going on?" You know? And at first, I would, say something, like to my parents or, to my friends. As I was saying those things, I could tell by their expression on their face or the way they would talk to me, like it was the devil's work and stuff like that. Oh, definitely, Sarah. Who's Prana de Mugo? Hey, 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 hey. Um, but I knew that from their expressions in their face that it wasn't a normal thing, and so I got a little bit more quiet, and I started to just educate myself on magic and witchcraft and spirituality and things of that nature. So, me being an eclectic witch, I will say that Catholicism does have a influence on the way that my witchcraft works and the way that my magic works. It's just it works for me, and that's what I do. But yeah, that's my beginnings. I've been practicing since I was 13 and still am. It's still a part of me. Yes. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Darn thing. I wish it would just show all the comments. Hopefully, I didn't miss anyone. If anyone had a question I didn't answer it, just do do do. Do you have any book recommendations? So Panda de Mughal asked for and this is very controversial, but I found it really like I love his books, but Scott Cunningham, there's a book called Earth, Air, Fire, Water, and there's another one, Earth Magic. And a lot of people will just they hate when recommend those two books, but here's the reason why I recommend those books, okay? It touches on the bare minimum, the basics of magic, and I love it because those books, especially for me, gave me my foundational support, okay? So, for instance, if, I'm doing a spell and I am out of bay leaves, right? And that spell calls for a bay leaf, with that foundational work that you learn from those books, you're learning about substitutions. You're learning that something as simple as a rock or a leaf or a feather has just as much magic as a crystal wand made from copper, blessed by triple by a full moon rising in Mercury's retro. That it's just as strong as that. Under the Earth says, "I love Scott Cunningham. He is such a beautiful writer." You're so right. Yeah, right. Okay, and a lot of people sleep on him, but I'm saying like if you ever, and to this day, I kid you not, probably last month, I actually revisited Earth, Air, Fire, Water, and not to get a spell out of there, it's to remind me of my journey, of where my magic, began, or the foundation of magic, and it just helps re-energize me in a way. So that's why I revisit it. Mahogany picks, although time is fluid. Oh yes, yes. Oh yes, yes. Thank you for keeping me on track. I will ramble. As you guys can tell, I'm so passionate when it comes to magic and witchcraft, and I'm hoping you guys are too if you're part of the community. Okay, so you guys posted some topics. So the first topic, I'm just gonna go right down the line. It says, TD asks, how often do you refresh spells like shut up spells, love spells, etc.? Okay, so when it comes to refreshing spells, you can either do a tarot reading or a divination to tell you when to refresh those spells. So if you are just outright not even sure whether or not you should refresh that spell, or you're questioning whether or not you should refresh that spell, definitely do some divinatory kind of work. So whether it's tarot cards, whether it is a pendulum, whether it's, cryomancy, and whatever you want to do, whatever divination that you use, do that, and that'll tell you when to refresh your spells. Me, A, I always follow my intuition, my higher self, okay? The divine definitely talks to me. So, if, for instance, I did a banishing spell and 2 days later I get a funny feeling like, uh oh, like it's not strong enough, I will redo the spell, okay? If that makes sense. So, my intuition definitely guides me. Another thing is if you get this weird feeling. I wish I could explain it, but there's like a weird feeling. So, like, I'll do a prosperity spell and it's like my whole body tingles when I know that the spell is doing its work. My body tingles. I start seeing all these different symbols and signs. It's like the divine and nature itself is just talking to you 24/7 to let you know, like, hey, by the way, we got your message. It's on its way. Hang on tight. Okay. Now, if I don't get any of those messages, I don't get any of those signs, I'm not dreaming about it, my body just feels like something's wrong, I'm gonna refresh the spell. I'm gonna automatically do the spell over. So definitely, those are some of the ways that you definitely could use to know when to refresh the spells and when not to. But rule of thumb, uh, try not to overthink because that also hinders your magic. And B, the traditional way is to kind of let a whole moon cycle pass before you refresh a spell. So, rule of thumb, just give it like 30 days. After 30 days, I usually go 30 days in one day. um, and then refresh the spell. So that's another way that you could do. So if you're not good at divination, maybe you are not as in tuned with nature or dream magic and things of that nature, then wait 30 days and then redo it, which is a whole moon cycle, okay? For me, like I said, I do 30 days and one day. I can't really explain it, but that one day matters. Okay. TD also asked, what are your top three witching ingredients that you absolutely must have? And he's saying personally. Okay, so witching ingredients. My witching ingredients, I have to have salt. Salt is always in this house. Salt is just a universal thing. In case you get a bad feeling, you have nightmares, you want to make a mojo bag, you want to make a sachet with spell magic and things of that nature, salt comes in handy. Okay. Recently, I have fallen in love with sea salt. Okay, so any salt will do, but for me, sea salt really, really, really just resonates with me. So I use sea salt and keep it in the house 24/7, and it's lining my doors, lining the windows, all kinds of things. I mean, I will literally take like a bowl of salt or in my bathtub, fill it up, and then put some sea salt in it, and then just put my feet in there and just ground with that. So, salt is a number one ingredient that's always in my house. Another one is incense. I know a lot of people don't like incense, but for me, and it's not so much just like how it cleans the bacteria in the air and things like that. It's not so much of that. It's the aesthetic. It helps me get into my witchy mode. There's something about lighting some incense and watching the smoke rise, and it could be also that I resonate with the element of air. But um, incense is just it's a must-have. I love the smell, I love the aesthetics, I just love when I come home and that incense aroma is still kinda lingering in the house. I absolutely love it, and even my dog loves it now. Um, and then the last witchy tool that I would have to say, and maybe it's not a big deal, but I always have candles, right? Candles comes in handy, especially I love doing candle magic. Oh, Butterbean wants to say hi to everybody. Come here. Da da da. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Oh, Butterbean. Um, but, candles, definitely, aw, thank you. Yes, oh, dachshunds for you. Yes, he's a cutie cutie. He's spoiled. That's my little witchy dog. Um, but, candles in general, you can't go wrong. Thank you, TD. Um, that if you need a cast, it also creates an aesthetic. A lot of my spells in those videos that you guys watch, if you notice, I do use a lot of candles. I just recently made a video on the candle color, so that's also another reason. So yeah, those three are kind of a must-have in my house, and if you ever come over, I guarantee you those are definitely like it has to be here. Like if I run low, I'm already restocking. I'm already making more. You know, if it's this, I'm definitely going to get more. So, if you guys have some go-to three ingredients as well, make sure to comment because I'm kind of curious to see what you guys have in your house that are your go-tos. Maybe there's something that I can always adapt. Okay. And Mahogany Pinks said the first one, although time is fluid, when should you expect movement from love and money spells? Oh, and that kind of goes back, Mahogany, to my previous statement that you're looking for those signs, you're listening to your body, you're doing divinatory work to see how your magic is going, how the love spell, how that money spell is working. And I always like, especially when it comes to money spells and love spells, you always want to do, and I'm just saying, for me, I use tarot cards. I do a tarot card reading before, and I do a tarot card reading after, and sometimes not even right after. I'll wait a few days and do a tarot card reading to see. So if I'm doing a reading and the before was everything was positive sunshines and rainbows, and then I do a reading after and I get the Tower of Destruction, I have the Two of Swords, I have the Devil card, the Death card, the Hangman coming up, the Ten of Swords. Then I'm going to look at that like, okay, well, I'm thinking I need to redo my money spell or that love spell. So definitely do some divinatory work to see how your magic is working, especially when it comes to that love spell and money spell. And that's going to let you know, hey, everyone, punch that like button. Oh, thank you, Mahogany. Yes, that like button really helps. And that way other people can see this video as well. And maybe they can join our community, right? But that also is going to let you know if there is movement with your magic as well. So definitely divination for any of you that are doing magic. I highly recommend to try to get that skill in any form of divination because that is just if you're not as in tune with looking at the signs or your intuition, if it's not as like real sharp or really sensitive, then use your divinatory tools. They will definitely help you know, is it moving? Is it going to take forever? New Year 2018 for anxiety and depression. Ooh, yes. Anxiety and depression. I don't think I did a video on that. But if your anxiety is coming from any kind of changes, or if your depression's coming from any kind of changes, I did do a video on a spell for peaceful changes. Um, I had a lot of anxiety for any type of transitions or new things or new jobs or the economy. When something new is happening, sometimes me being an air sign, I tend to overthink. So that's why I created the spell of peaceful changes because that kind of helps me transition peacefully to the change. So it helps quiet some of those thoughts, and it helps put a lot of good things in my path so that I'm so distracted with the good things that I don't see the transition even happening. And next thing I know, I'm already in it, right? Okay, but yes, divination, highly recommend, so that way you can kinda, know the movement of your money spell or your love spell, mahogany pinks. Okay, the second one you said is practicing magic for 2 years with no results, what needs to change? Oh, let me tell you. Okay. If you've been practicing magic and you're not seeing any results, especially for those 2 years, Mahogany, you're gonna wanna step away, right? And it's okay. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, you what?" Yeah. So sometimes we do it so much that A, it gets very monotonous, or B, sometimes you just need that little break. I don't know why nobody thinks that rest and stepping away from your project, your hobby, your job. That I mean, and that's the reason why a lot of people want a vacation from their job, right? Because they want to get away from it for a little while and fill your cup back up. Sometimes your cup is so empty that there is no magic to cast, right? Under the Earth says, "Have faith in your magic." Yes, and we'll get to that part too. But sometimes you need to step away from it in order to, just refill your cup, okay? Because there's a lot of factors that could play into the role, right? Emotions, faith, life in general, right? Because you're balancing. And magic is a part of you. It is something that grows with you. It's a craft, okay? And you're crafting it your way. Another thing is that sometimes magic is happening and we overlook it. And I find a lot of people that come to me like, "Hey, I've been doing this for a whole year and I'm not seeing any results," right? And so I ask them, I'm like, "Okay, cool. When did you cast it? What time did you cast it?" It says, "Wow, that makes sense. Thanks." I'll say, "What time did you cast it? Okay. How much time has gone by? Did you do your divination? What kind of answers did you get? Right? What were the changes that you made to your spell after you noticed that there wasn't any magic happening after the first 30 days, you know?" And I always get the response, "Well, I'm not too sure," or "I can't remember. No, I didn't keep track of that." I'm like, "Okay, well, well, we got to do something different, right?" So that lets me know like you need to now dial in. If you're not seeing any results and it's been 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, what have you, even if it's just been a month, right? And you waited the 30 days like I recommended you guys and you're not seeing anything, um, then I would highly recommend to dial in. Keep a journal, right? You're gonna write the time, the day, what you did, right? Because you're gonna want to tweak your magic. It's a craft, right? Even if you're watching my videos, maybe you need to tweak the spell that I showed you. Maybe that candle color wasn't resonating with you, so it didn't work. Or the day you did it was the wrong moon phase. Maybe moon phases are super important for you, or maybe we were in a Mercury retrograde. But these are all factors that you need to take a look at, okay? Also, you need to write down even the littlest details. So if I did a prosperity spell, right? And I wanted $1,000, right? And then I'm journaling. Hey, I did a prosperity spell. I need this exact amount because I have this many bills, right? And then, I got a promotion, right? But I didn't take a look at that. I just wrote it down and was like, "Okay, that's not $1,000." And then I found $20. And then I did a scratch off and got $100. And then, I had to work overtime, so that gave me $500, as you're writing all those things down, right, those are all little details. And if you look at it, your spell worked, just may not be what you wanted it to look like, but you got your $1,000. Okay. So it's something like that. And by writing all that down and looking at those results, you're going to know that if I do this type of spell this way, this is how it's going to give me that type of money using that money spell. Okay. So if it's a abundant spell, instead of it giving me this amount of money, it just gave me 4 pairs of shoes. Somebody accidentally mailed 4 pairs of shoes to me, and I'm just like, "Ooh, that's the wrong type of abundance I want." Okay, I actually wanted more toward the financial side. So but you want to keep a journal of that, a list of it, some details of it, so you know what to look back on. Thumbs up, everyone. Oh, thank you, New Year 2018. Thank you. Yes, those thumbs up really, really helps, you guys. Thank you so much. I really love the support. You guys are just so awesome. And thank you guys. So yes, so I would highly recommend that Mahogany Pinks is that you definitely want to keep a journal and now you want to dial into your magic, what's working, what's not working, what you need to take out. Okay. And I promise you the magic will happen. Just make sure to have faith and just make sure to concentrate and put the energy into it. If you do the work, the universe is going to meet you halfway. You're definitely going to be able to do it. Oh, TD says, yes, you guys. All right. And then the last question Mahogany Pink said is, how do you know it's time to give up on magic? Oh, no, no, no. You don't want to give up on magic. Oh my God. And here's the thing about magic. Everyone's like, oh, it's something that, you want to give up on, or it's a part of you. It's everywhere, right? It's the sun setting. It's the you just sitting down and suddenly a butterfly happens to land on your arm as you want some sort of sign. It's that, old lady that's being helped across the road. That's all magical things. It's also in the little things. It doesn't have to be so extravagant. Sometimes we do our witchcraft, we do our magic because we want this, we have to have this. But I have learned over the years of doing my craft that just because I want it doesn't mean that I need it. Okay. And if it's something that I want, then I'm not going to give up on it if I truly need it, right? You don't want to give up on it because you really want it. You know it's going to happen. You just have to be patient, right? Because let's just say that I want a certain house, right? The market may not be right for it. The land that your house is supposed to be on isn't cleared yet, right? Your finances aren't enrolled in the right place that it needs to be in order to get that house. And that's just to give you an example, but just know that if you just have patience, watch your growth, document everything, okay? Start journaling and just being grateful for just the little things that you do get, okay? Suppose you do that prosperity spell and the result of your spell is $20, right? Be grateful for that, right? Because that's $20 that you didn't have and then we're gonna redo that prosperity spell, right? I'm gonna wait, 30 days and 1 day, and then I'm like, "I'm gonna try it again. Let's see what happens," and I'm gonna keep trying at it, and you're gonna get better at it, just like a muscle working it, right? It's gonna get stronger. But just know, Mahogany, that the more that you do it, the more you dial in, look at the details, being grateful, right? Because that's like me, Mahogany, I'm gonna get you a gift, right? I'm gonna get you a gift, and it is in the color red, and your favorite color is yellow. And so you look at that gift and you tell me, like, I don't want that. That is not the color that I wanted, but thanks anyway, right? That's gonna hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna want to get you another gift, right? I'm like, okay, Mahogany didn't want that. I did put a lot of thought into it, and I thought Mahogany was gonna like it. I thought that's what Mahogany wanted, but it wasn't the exact color. So I understand. But just being grateful, you're letting the universe, letting the energies around you know that, hey, I'm so grateful that you gave me this $20 for my prosperity spell. It's $20 less that I have to worry about for the thousand, and I know maybe the $1,000 I just can't get right now, but the $20 helped with gas in the car. It helped go towards this bill. I'm super grateful for that. I'm super grateful that I'm able to have dinner today and all my loved ones. So just keep that in mind, Mahogany. TD says this may sound weird to some, but it just fades. I hate this. I hate that it says it just fades away after that. Thank you so much for that analogy. That's perfect. And if you guys ask questions in there and don't get to it, just know that after the video, I'm gonna go back and look at all the comments and then try to answer it within the comments as well. So Yay! Okay, I set my little timer here because I set it for an hour. I don't want this video to be too long. So we're gonna start jumping into the Nugget Beat said, "What's up? What's up?" and welcome and thanks, Nugget Beats. Um, I'm gonna jump into tarot card readings, right? I mean, I want to thank you guys. So free tarot card readings. Why not, right? Okay, so somebody give me a question so that I can go ahead and do a reading. I'm going to start with my universal weight, unless my Rider Waite deck, unless when you ask the question, something else pops into my head that I need to do something different. But ask your question. I'm curious. I wonder if it's because I have my phone horizontal. Maybe if I do it vertical, maybe I can see all the questions. I don't know. Try it out. Does anyone have any questions, any readings? Julia said, is HLV going to contact me soon? All right, let's take a look. Is HLV going to contact her soon? Ooh, I'm gonna go with no, only because my Queen of Cups is upside down, my Death card, and my Fool card. All three of those cards came up, and they're all in unison with reverse. So I'm gonna say no. Not anytime soon. Mahogany Picks, what's up with my marriage? Let's take a look. Ooh, Mahogany. Hold on. Mahogany Picks. I'm already looking at what's going on with the boredom in your marriage. It's like ooh. I'm just gonna tackle some of it. I was going to get any better. New Year, I see you 2018. Um, I see a lot of boredom. There's a lot of like, I'd rather just do it myself in this marriage because, how else is it going to go right? Um, Also, I see a lot of where you have. Daughter's court cases come out positive. Yeah. Make sure you guys keep answering, asking these questions if I don't answer it during this reading because I'm trying to like go through and it's just flashing and I don't get to see like the list of questions. It just flashes and goes away. YouTube needs to get better on that. But yes, so as far as your marriage goes, I do see someone's taken for granted. And there's a little bit of boredom in this marriage. We need to freshen it up and go back to why we even started to begin with, to form that bond better, right? Yes, but try not to be too independent, because that sometimes will lead to why am I even in this marriage at all? Will my violent husband leave my son and I alone? All right, and that's Margie Ferreira. Let's take a look. All right, Margie. Um, Margie, unfortunately, no. I do see you and your son, but it seems like he's dealing with, he has some sort of addiction going on. I don't know if you know about it, but there's some sort of addiction that I see. But I do see that he's not going to leave you alone, you or your son. So you definitely are going to need some external help. If you have family that you can definitely lean on, I highly recommend that, or the appropriate, authorities and things of that nature to help you out. Okay, because I see it getting worse. All right, keep those questions firing. How can I hold on to my energy levels when being in draining environments? Ooh, Sarah, that's a good one. Let me see. Oh, I'm going to use the energy deck for that one, Sarah. Let's see. Ooh, okay. So, Sarah, You're gonna have to definitely walk away from those draining, like, suppose you're around somebody and you're noticing that your energy is already depleting, you have to walk away as soon as you can, okay? You just bearing with it is gonna drain you a lot, but you're going to have to create, the temple path is coming up, you have to create what's called a sacred area that you're gonna use to refill. It's sort of like a charging station for you, okay? So make sure to create some sort of charging station within your home, or if the drain is happening a lot at work, try to create like a little caddy corner or a locker that's dedicated to being able to be like a charging station filled up with, citrine and selenite and anything witchy or mojo bags or spell work or sigils, things that empower you, but create an area so that you can go ahead and refill your cup. But you definitely need to make sure to walk away even if it breaks your heart. So even if you might feel bad for like just kind of walking off, just say you just needed a breather really quick or had to run to the bathroom. I don't know, make up a story, but you definitely need to make sure to get away from that draining aspect as soon as possible because it depletes you really quickly. And the longer you stay in it, even when you walk off later, you'll notice that it feels like you're still tethered to them, that drain is still going on, which is why I highly recommend you creating that little sacred space for you, that little recharging station, whether it's at work, at home, so you can return to it, re-energize. All right, keep those questions firing. I love this. I love this. Awesome. Sarah said, awesome. Thank you. Totally resonates. Thank you, Sarah. Keep those questions firing. Keep it going. I've got 19 minutes. Keep it shooting at me. I think I missed like one or two questions. I remember seeing something, but they flash for like 2 seconds and then leaves the screen. Um, let's see. Let's see. Kane Thomas says, "Will my meeting on Monday go well, and how I hope it does." All right. Meeting on Monday, Mr. Thomas. Let's take a look. Meeting on Monday. Hmm. Okay, so I don't know all the details of your meeting, but the meeting on Monday, I see a lot of other factors involved in there. So when I see a lot of factors that cause you to not shine as bright, that lets me know that the meeting doesn't go well. So, yeah, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. But there are a lot of external factors, by the way, that's influencing it. Sam says, am I supposed to be an educator, specifically a classroom teacher? She's supposed to be an educator, classroom teacher. Oh, wow. Do you remember those cards I just pulled? They came up again. Okay, so Sam, for you, there's a lot of external factors influencing your thinking process. I will say this much is that your judgment and your thinking right now is definitely clouded because you're putting too much on your plate, which isn't making you think clearly. So be very careful with that, okay? So a lot of people will lose their life's purpose or the path that they're supposed to be on because they're putting too much in their path, and too much of a good thing even is a bad thing. So keep that in mind, okay? So we're going to need to recenter, revisit, because it looks like you're just exhausted. Sam says, I understand. And your exhaustion is just clouding the way you're thinking. So be very careful, okay? All right, keep those questions coming. 17 minutes. Shoot me with them. Nugget Beat says, will I get better running or doing sports? Let's take a look. Ooh, Nugget Beats right off the bat. What they're making my knees feel funny. What's going on with your knees, buddy? Running or sports? Nugget Beats with running or sports. You would think they would give me different cards. Nugget Beats, I'm getting the same cards that I just got with Sam. That lets me know that your thinking process is very clouded. That means you have a lot on your plate as well, which is clouding the way that you're looking at things. So you are getting better, but you're not seeing that because of a lot of external things and a lot of things that you're holding on your plate as we speak. They're making me feel like I'm a little squirrel, like squirrely, like, look at this. Oh, okay. Oh, what about this? Okay, I'm gonna do this, and I need to do that, and that's definitely on my list, and I can do that. I can definitely do that. So just be very careful with that, okay? It can kind of veer you off the wrong path, kind of thing. Keep those questions shooting at me. 15 minutes. Oh, and Nugget Beats too. There's a shortness of breath thing too. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know if you smoke or whatever, something with the lungs, smoking, and just be careful. Keep those questions coming. What we got? Mahogany pinks. Are my rituals working? Let's take a look. Hmm. Did you do a ritual with love, Mahogany? Because the lover's card is coming up. Um, but whoever you did it on, the universe is thinking that that's not a good match for you. FYI. Um, Mahogany Pink said, "Yep." You're competing, so that love spell is competing with a lot of obstacles. So I would highly recommend to do like a road opener, obstacle remover, and then redo the spell. But there's definitely a lot of obstacles, a lot of fighting going on. You see, like especially when my 5 of Wands comes up. I'm not sure why they're showing me like a work environment as well, but that also needs to be cleaned up or I don't know, made clear. So you have a lot of obstacles with your magic, buddy. Okay, Mr. Thomas says, "Have my spells been working?" And Red Sexy said, "Am I on the right path?" Okay, Mr. Thomas, are your spells working? This can't be right. Well, um, I'm getting the same cards. That's so weird. Did you do any spells with love as well, Mr. Thomas? Love and in the work environment? Because regardless, though, I did I did recently. Yes. Okay. There's a lot of obstacles as well for yours. The love. Yes. The obstacle card again, just like with mahogany and there's obstacles. You're going to want to do a road opener and like an obstacle clear. You want to clear out some of there's it's your the magic or energy that like like let's say I'm doing a law of attraction. There's a lot of obstacles that it's trying to go through. So you're going to want to do a road opener and stuff and redo it. Okay. TD says, "I give up. Enjoy the live." Oh, TD, no. What was your question? Ask it before you leave. Mr. Thomas said, "Thank you so much." TD, before you go. Are you still here, TD? Oh, no. And don't worry, guys, too. I'm like I said, I will definitely, when this ends, go through the comments. It's not like my tarot cards are going anywhere, and I'll still answer those questions if I did not answer them during the live. All right, did I get all of them? I just wish I could re-look at them. It's just so weird that I don't see it. I wonder. Well, before this ends, I'm gonna try to do it. Let me see if I do it vertical too. Oh, never mind. It said rotation is locked. It said nope. Okay. Ah, Mr. Thomas says, "What are some of your favorite movies and TV shows?" Oh, I am. Let me tell you, anything supernatural, Mr. Thomas. Anything supernatural. Okay, so it's supernatural. The show is awesome. But Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, that is all up my alley. And even some of the, the fluffy stuff too, like Hocus Pocus and fun stuff. The Craft, anything fantasy based, I am in love with. I love anything anime as well. Strong said, "Great choices." Oh, thank you. I try. But I'm also a huge, huge horror fan. Okay, if it can scare the living crap out of me, I'm gonna watch it. I'm waiting for some good horror movies to appear, which I have a feeling in the future they will. TD asked, would their daughter court case come out positive? Oh, let's take a look. So TD asked, will the daughter's court case come out positive? Hmm. Uh, Yay, that makes me happy. Okay, this is if my tarot cards are taking this long to answer me about TD's question, it must be a lot more intricate than TD, it is not going to come out positive. Only because my King of Cups upside down, the Sun card always relates to like children and things of that nature was upside down, and also my Knight of Pentacles. There's something going on with money that also is influencing. So unfortunately, for the court case, it is not going to be the greatest of news for you, unfortunately. It looks like it's very drawn out. There's a lot of details and moving pieces to your case as well, which is making it, unfortunately, not just be settled right off the bat, right? And you know this because I can already feel like you've already been going through this battling for a while now. It doesn't seem like, oh, it's just been a week. It looks like it's been drawn out, and it's going to continue to be drawn out, unfortunately. But I don't see good news, unfortunately. So sorry to be the bearer of that. Under the Earth, can you please ask that again? Red Sexy said, "Am I on the right path?" And Under the Earth, please ask the question again so I can see it pop up on my screen. Ooh, red sexy. Let me see. Okay. Emotionally, you're growing. You're like coming into your own. Money wise, you have finances coming in. We're good. However, there's something going on with finances and using it correctly towards your goals. I don't know. It's like you're supposed to do this to make it go towards that to help you get ahead in life, and you don't do that. I'd rather go and spend it on a brand new car that I can't afford, if that makes sense. So that's just an analogy. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but it's I get alignment, and then non-alignment. Red Sexy says makes sense. Okay, so make sure to get that back into alignment. Under the Earth, just a question: how often should a witch change her witchy name? Until it fits you. You change that name as many times as you want. Now, me, I I did it kinda magically with divination, and it just kinda stuck with me, and I kinda like it. It's kinda like a combination of words kinda feel. But I know a lot of witches that will change their name like they change clothes, and you can switch your name as them. Don't let them, "Oh my gosh, once you choose a witch name, it's your name forever." No, you change it until you feel comfortable. It's your name, right? It's like if your parents give you your name, you can change your name if you want. Hi, what does the card say about oh no, damn it. Under the earth, I love it. Yes. So under the earth, you change it until it fits you. And once it fits you and it resonates and your magic is just glowing, stick with it. Okay, there was okay. Under the earth said, okay, thank you so much. I saw somebody say a question. I was trying to read it. Somebody was saying something. I still got 6 minutes. Ask the question again so I can answer it. This is so fun. I'm so happy to meet all of you guys. Once again, thank you guys so much to for growing this community. 2,000 people watch my channel, which is just crazy to me, you know. But if you just asked a question, I can't remember who just asked that question, and it was like I was trying to get to it, and then it just faded away again. Dun, dun, dun. But if you have a question, and if I can somehow help you on your path too, so if it's a question about something in the future, something you're not sure, any magic questions, I love answering those. And for those of you that love horror movies too, the season is upon us. Halloween, Samhain, my favorite holiday ever. Not just the whole dressing up part, but the veil and all. Mahogany Pink's last thing is my case against my previous employer coming out in my favor. Let's take a look. Mahogany Pink against her employer. Oh, New Year 2018. Yeah, I remember now. Say that question again. I know you asked the question too. I said I was going to answer it. I'm going to make sure to answer it. And Mahogany Pinks, I'm shuffling. I'm waiting for the cars to stop. But New Year 2018, ask your question. Oh, thank you. You're fabulous and gorgeous too. Oh my gosh, what is going on with this thing? Oh, here we go. Oh, yes. So this card comes up. So the judgment is definitely in your favor. So yes. I do see a lot of time though. A lot of time goes by, but it's definitely going to be in your favor. In New Year 2018, I think it was you asked if things are going to get better for you. I want to say that that was your question. If you're still in here, can you ask your question? I want to say that that's what it is. Either way, let's take a look. Plus, I want to make sure you're going to be okay, right? And what does the card say about career? Okay, I see you, bridge walker for new career prospects. But New Year 2018, things going to improve. They're showing me some pictures, but let me take a look at the cards first. Oh, honey. I just want to know if my life is going to get better or what do I need to do. I've been going through a lot of depression, anxiety because of a narcissist. Yes. The reason why I'm saying this is because and usually I don't recommend this, but when my death card comes up with needing to separate, your intuition's already kicking in about the narcissist, how you have to separate from them. But there's a lot of attachment to them, where it's kind of like when they're good, and when they're bad, they're bad. So for my this is just my input. You have to, decide on your own. But when someone is hurting you and you tell them that they're hurting you and they still keep doing the same thing, you need to get rid of them. Is there any witchy YouTubers you would recommend? Oh my God, the Witch of Wanderlust. If you guys and the Witch of Southern Light, love them, love them. Definitely recommend them. But separate yourself from that narcissist person, especially when you are telling them about how what they're doing is, causing issues, and they still keep doing it. Honey, um, I do know that you're suffering a lot in the year 2018. You said yes. I do see that finances is also playing a role. So target that first, right? Because the less stresses that you have, also will help with your mindset, right? Because it's less that you have to have anxiety over and depression. So just narrow in on just one thing and make it damn good, right? So if it is that one bill that just irritates me and I'm always behind on it and it's just causing a lot of issues with me, I'm going to focus in on that. I don't care if I have to eat ramen noodles for, 2 weeks or whatever, or for a whole month if I have to. And if I have to suffer in that aspect so that I can get some peace later, I would do it, right? So just narrow in on just that one thing to get it off of your plate so that your anxiety and depression can realign, right? Because it's starting to make you feel lonely and you're not alone, okay? And if they don't love you, I love you. Okay. That's what this community is for too. And you guys don't be afraid to message me. Like I said, I do answer the comments as much as I can. You're not alone, and I know what that's like. We all have our ups and downs, right? I smile a lot, but let me tell you, I have my own share of issues too. Being a witch, you can be a witch, but you can't control all aspects of life. Life happens, but it also helps you grow, right? It helps you learn. So just know that Under the Earth says, "Oh, I love it here." Oh no, I am and not with them anymore, but I still go through it. Then 7 years, yeah. I know. But just know you are not alone. You're not alone. Oh, love you back. I love you guys a lot. You guys don't know how much this means to me and this community growing. It gives me a lot of light and it just helps me through a lot of stuff of my own, right? Because we all have inflation and sometimes you turn on the news and look at some of these articles and laws and sometimes you just get kind of swept away with some of that dark stuff, and then I see people that are here in this community, and we share and we help each other and we do some damn good magic, right? Oh, New Year 2018. I'm definitely going to be lighting a candle for you on my altar, FYI. So, yeah, I'm gonna send you some energy your way to help you out, okay? We really love you. Oh, love you back. Uh, Yes. Okay. Well, that was my timer. That means that we have been on here for an hour. So I don't want to make this too long just in case other people need to watch this. But thank you. Thank you all for coming and attending and asking questions and keeping this dialogue. I'm going to try to do more lives often so that I can go. Panda de Mogo. Okay, before I go ahead and ask your question before I go. So that way I can, make sure to check in on you guys every so often, right? We all gotta like talk to each other once in a while. Uh, Mr. Thomas said, "Thank you so much. I love this. Oh, thank you, thank you." Can you see my question? It's been 30 minutes. Ooh, Israel, say your question. Israel, I didn't see. I'm so sorry. It's been 30 minutes. You gotta say your question. Let me go ahead and put these last two in. Look at this, you guys. You just can't stop. Thank you so much, super much for your live today. You are my favorite. Oh, thank you. Which is out there, right? I'm doing my part. Panda Demilk, I've been having the worst luck with money. Is it going to get better? All right, let's take a look. Oh, Panda de Mogo, do me a favor. Can you get a jar and can you start throwing in money? I know cash is not a thing for you. You just love swiping that card. But do me a favor. They're automatically showing me a jar where you have to put cash in it and don't touch it. Okay. I don't care if you have to seal up that jar where you can't get into it unless you break it, but you're gonna have to put some. You have a hard time. I see like Temptation is real with you. I can just touching these cards right now. Do you see reconciliation or divorce for me? Oh, I'll get to that, Israel. Okay, but it will get better. My 10 of Cups is coming up. If you do that, start there, okay? Because that way you can see how much money you're actually losing. Sometimes you don't know how much money you're losing until um, it's already gone, and then you're like, "Where did all that money go? Did I even get paid?" So get a jar, seal that jar up really good, or a bank that you just can't get into unless you break it, and start throwing in cash into that. I know you're not a cash person, but there's a reason for it, especially if they're showing me that picture. And Israel, I didn't forget, so let me go ahead and do this last question: reconciliation or divorce? Hmm, let me get clarification. Okay, this is going to be really weird, Israel, but I see divorce for reconciliation. It's really weird. Okay, so you guys are going to separate to get back together. Really weird. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I see like you guys going separate ways only to come back together stronger. So the break is definitely needed because it looks like either you or the other party, hey Brianna, hey, is feeling trapped, smothered, and is unhappy. So sometimes the appreciation needs to come in. There's a lot of arguments and stuff like that over some really trivial things, but also big things. So hopefully that answers you, Israel, that you guys are going to separate. The reconciliation is going to come later on after you guys go your separate ways. All right. So I try to answer as much questions as I could. Can I have a general reading, please? Brianna, oh, I'm ending it, honey. It's been an hour. I don't want this video to be so long. Um, but I am going to end this, and then I'm gonna try to revisit this video, look at the comments, and then whatever your question is, I'm gonna try to answer it. So if it is a reading, I'm gonna try to do a general reading. So just revisit the video and just look for your comment, and I'm gonna try to get to every single. Well, I will get through all of the comments. So just keep checking your comments where I will answer it. Okay. But just so that this video is already, what is it, an hour and 6 minutes over, I don't want it to be too long for those people that did not make the live. I still want them to be able to see this, okay? Um, but you guys have a stupendous harvest full moon, okay? Take advantage of this energy. Write your petitions, burn your bay leaves, start doing some spell work. If you guys are on my Facebook or my Instagram, I kind of give you witchy tips as well. So if you want to do some of those tips, even better. And of course, this channel, right? There's a lot of spells you can do. Today's a harvest moon. Take advantage of it. You've worked hard throughout the year. Why not take advantage of it? Start reaping what you've already planted. All right. Till then, as always, stay earthy, stay magical, and you guys love yourself and others, okay? Be kind. Mwah. All right, let's end this. Dun, 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 dun.